Have you ever walked into a public restroom and wondered why the stalls don't offer complete privacy? You close the door, sit down, and suddenly realize there's a huge gap at the bottom, and sometimes even at the top of the door. It's a bit awkward, right? You might feel exposed or uneasy, especially if you're used to the full-length bathroom doors you'd find at home. So, why exactly are public toilet doors designed this way? Is it just poor design, or is there a specific reason behind it? Well, it turns out that those gaps serve a number of practical purposes, and once you understand the logic behind them, it may just change how you view public restrooms forever. Let's explore, right here, on History of Simple Things. One of the most significant reasons why public toilet doors don't reach the floor is safety and emergency access. Picture this. Someone in a public restroom has a medical emergency, faints, or even falls unconscious. If the door reached all the way to the floor, it could become almost impossible for anyone to help quickly. Emergency responders, or Good Samaritans, would have a hard time getting to the person inside. But with a raised door, people can immediately see that someone is in trouble, and in many cases, even crawl underneath to provide assistance or unlock the door. That small gap can literally be the difference between life and death in certain emergencies, especially in crowded places like airports, malls, or schools. Another important reason for these gaps is maintenance and cleanliness. In high-traffic bathrooms, spills, leaks, and messes are pretty common. Having a gap at the bottom allows cleaning staff to quickly sweep or mop through multiple stalls without having to open each one. This makes routine cleaning much more efficient and ensures that the restroom stays relatively clean even during busy hours. Plus, any issues like clogged toilets or other messes are more easily spotted from the outside, which means they can be addressed faster before they turn into bigger problems. It's all about speed, visibility, and convenience. Speaking of visibility, deterrence against bad behavior is another major factor. Complete privacy in public spaces can sometimes lead to misuse. Unfortunately, restrooms are occasionally used for activities that have nothing to do with using the toilet, vandalism, drug use, even inappropriate behavior. By having doors that don't fully reach the floor, there's a subtle reminder that people can see or hear what's going on, which can discourage such actions. It's not a perfect solution, but it's a psychological deterrent. The knowledge that someone might notice your feet or hear movement can make people think twice before doing anything they shouldn't. Then there's the question of cost and construction. Building a full-length door for each stall, along with full partitions, requires more materials, labor, and time. For large facilities that are working on a budget, like schools, fast food restaurants, gas stations, or airports, using partial stall doors is simply more economical. Not only are these stalls quicker to install, but they're also cheaper to replace or repair when damaged. If a door is broken or a panel needs to be removed, it's much easier to deal with modular pieces than to rebuild an entire floor-to-ceiling enclosure. Let's not forget about air circulation. A restroom, especially one used by many people, needs to stay well ventilated to keep unpleasant odors from lingering. Gaps at the top and bottom of stall doors help with airflow, allowing fresh air to circulate throughout the space. This isn't just about comfort, it's about hygiene. Proper airflow can help reduce the buildup of bacteria and maintain a healthier environment for everyone. Without those gaps, bathrooms could quickly become hot, stuffy, and far more unpleasant to use. Interestingly, These gaps also allow for faster turnover of stalls. When you're waiting in line, it's easier to tell which stalls are occupied because you can see someone's feet. This reduces awkwardness and saves time. Instead of knocking on each door or trying the handle, you can quickly check if a stall is free. In busy places like stadiums or concert halls, this kind of efficiency can really make a difference. You might also be surprised to learn that this design helps in preventing long-term occupancy. In places where people may seek privacy for extended periods, such as bus terminals or public parks, fully enclosed stalls could encourage people to linger, sleep, or even temporarily live in them. This is a real challenge in urban planning, where restrooms need to be accessible but not misused. Partial doors provide a compromise, privacy for legitimate use, but not so much that stalls can be turned into private rooms. Despite all these practical reasons, many people still find the design unsettling. Some feel vulnerable or exposed, particularly in quiet restrooms where sounds carry. There's also the cultural factor. Different countries have very different expectations when it comes to public restroom privacy. In places like the United States and Canada, partial stalls are the norm, but in countries like Japan or Germany, you'll often find full-length doors and more secluded designs. These differences reflect cultural attitudes toward privacy, personal space, and public behavior. So, is there a perfect design for public restrooms? Probably not. Like most things in architecture and public infrastructure, the design of toilet stalls is a balance between cost, functionality, safety, and human behavior. While they may not provide the kind of solitude we'd prefer, partial stall doors serve a surprising number of purposes that benefit both users and the people who maintain the space. Next time you find yourself in a public bathroom, take a moment to look at those gaps differently. Instead of seeing them as flaws, consider the multiple functions they serve. They allow for faster cleaning, safer emergencies, better airflow, and discourage misuse, all wrapped into a simple, if imperfect, design. And sure, while they might make for a slightly awkward restroom experience, they're the product of years of practical thinking and problem-solving. It's a reminder that sometimes what looks like bad design is actually just design with a purpose. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.